Hey, it's Scott Romacker with the Outdoor Lighting Hub, and this is for the Blingle team. And I just wanted to make a video to kind of talk about the basics of how the flow of electricity works. This is a very critical video to watch and to understand. This is going to help you understand how these systems work and how to troubleshoot them and give you the confidence that you need when you go out on your landscape lighting projects. So the first thing that you need to understand is the flow of electricity and what a circuit is. And basically, a circuit is just a completed loop from your power source. So if I have a transformer here, this is my transformer, my power comes out, around, and back to it. And this is kind of the direction we're flowing with the electricity. And as long as nothing happens and this doesn't get broken, it will make a complete circuit. And if I have a light fixture down here, it will turn it on. So let's demonstrate that on this transformer so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so in landscape lighting, we use our own type of wire. It is a stranded wire. As you can see, there's little bitty strands here. And depending on the gauge meaning the size of the wire, the smaller the number of the size of the wire, like a number 12 is going to have more strands than actually a number 14. A number 14 gauge is going to be smaller. It's not going to be, the area right here is going to be smaller, and there's going to be less copper strands. But in landscape lighting, we use this type of wire, and then what we do is we splice it like I have here, just about an inch. And then in this transformer, I have my COM over here. And you will see in most transformers, you're going to have a COM and at least a 12 volt. Now in this particular transformer, which we'll get into a little bit later, it also has a 13, a 14, and a 15 volt tap. But if I want to power up this little light down here, what I would have to do is put this into the transformer and wire it up to here. But since I'm talking about the flow of electricity, I want to do something for you. Because it's really important to understand that you follow the flow of the electricity and understand how the circuit really works. So what I've done is I had a 12-2 wire here, and I have split it all the way. So now I have two separate pieces, just so we can follow the flow of the electricity. All right, so I want to put my wire into here, take my screwdriver, and I'm going to tighten this down. All right, now I'm going to drain the electricity out of the transformer, and I'm going to come to my first light over here. And all your lights are going to have a 2 wire connected. Now, which we'll talk a little bit here in a little bit, there's no polarity because we're dealing with AC electric. So for me to hook this up, it really doesn't matter on this wire if I hook it up to this piece or this piece, as long as I hook it up to only one half of this wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two wires and I'm going to twist them together. Going to twist those two wires together. Now my power, I've got it plugged in down here. This is my cord, my AC cord. I got 120 volts of power coming in here, and then it goes through all the windings inside of this transformer. And then all those windings slow it down, and now I'm just producing 12 volts that's coming out of here. So that flow of electricity comes down this wire, and it goes to half of our light. Now the other half, if we want to turn it on, we got to put wire and create a path so it goes back to the transformer. And when it goes back to the transformer, it completes an actual circuit. So now you can see I've completed my circuit, right? So the flow of electricity comes down through here, goes out to my light, and then comes right back. And once I make that complete circuit, it turns my light on. and my light's on. Now I'm going to put this into the transformer here. Understand what happens in a circuit, and to understand what you're going to see out in the field is sometimes you're going to have lights and they're not going to work. And one of the biggest causes of that is your circuit gets broke, right? No matter if it's all of this wire getting cut like this, or if it's only half of my wire like I did right here, it breaks the circuit all the way back, the loop that goes back. So that's why this light fixture just turned off. A little something here. In landscape lighting, it's not as common, but we do use outdoor switches. Sometimes you want to be able to turn off a wire run, and you can actually use a switch. Now, so what we do, and you need to understand how this is what they call a single pull. Single pull means that it only works when power comes in and then power goes out. Now, if we follow the flow of electricity, it comes down through here, it's going to the first part of my light, into my light, and then it's coming out of my light, but then it comes to the switch and it's stopped because the switch is breaking the circuit that is created when I go back to my transformer. But if I turn my switch on, now I've completed a complete circle back to my transformer, which is the circuit.